Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero, once again bringing you economic analysis in less than 7 minutes so that you gather an idea, insights into some of the opportunities that Puerto Rico has. And this time we are going to talk about agriculture, a lost opportunity. Don't forget to subscribe to the voice of Heidie Calero so that you get notifications on our economic capsules as well as other economic news. Well, going back to agriculture, late 50s, Puerto Rico engaged in this new Commonwealth status. It was an effervescent era where agriculture used to be the queen of this economy: coffee, sugarcane, as well as tobacco. But once industrialization, Operation Bootstrap started going on, late 50s, early 60s, and we started with textile, Puerto Rico then made a conscious decision of boosting manufacturing, and agriculture was more or less abandoned. Not totally, but certainly it did feel a decline in terms of what it used to be as opposed to now manufacturing, which offered more comfortable jobs instead of harvesting sugarcane or cutting sugarcane in the fields. It was less bad, and there was this movement from the rural areas abandoning agriculture and moving into the cities. Let me show you what has been the trend in terms of agricultural land. Well, in 1960, the pie that you see there, out of almost 1.7 million acres of cultivable land, 71% was agricultural land. It was cultivated as such. Come forward, 1998, and now we have less agricultural land, 865,000 acres. Out of that, 38%. So less land and a smaller share. 38% in 1998 was used for agricultural harvest. And then in 2018, again, almost half the land, the agricultural land that we had before in 1998, and only 22% dedicated to the harvesting of food. So all in all, from 1960 through 2018, we have a loss of 71% of loss in agricultural land in this island, which doesn't grow. It's 35 by 100 miles. So it cannot be all high rises, all construction, roads. We do need agriculture. Let's quantify some of the loss of agricultural activity. Not only from 1998 through 2019, we saw a loss of land, in agricultural land, of 42% compared to 2019 with 1998. In terms of total jobs, we lost 55% from 31,000 in 1998 to 14,000, even less than half what it used to be in 1998. That's 55% loss of agricultural jobs. In real GDP, in 1954 millions, that's in real term, agriculture used to contribute $76 million. It used to be more back in the 1960s. But in 2019, it's only $59 million in real terms. That's a loss of 22% decline from 1998 to 2019. And finally, in terms of net domestic income, that includes salaries as well as the profits. Well, it's from 95 million in 1998 to 59 million in real terms in 2019, a loss of 37%. And when we did the study on how Hurricane Maria forges Puerto Rico's economic future, we identified 4 key sectors that Puerto Rico needs to look ahead and charge ahead in terms of identifying opportunities for economic growth. One of them is agriculture. Then we also focused on tourism, manufacturing, and in services, higher education, financial services, and health services. But in agriculture, we identified, we said, we have an experimental research station, which is ascribed to the University of Puerto Rico for research. It has given the world, including Israel, seeds that have been developed here. Mangoes, different fruits, different legumes. I mean, high quality standard research that has been just given away out of the generosity of Puerto Rico. Imagine how much we could have done if we had really built the alliances to have the patents on all those new developments. Puerto Rico could still do it. The University of Puerto Rico, the Maya West Campus, can do, and they are doing different researches in different fields, but agriculture has to be one of them. We have not only the experimental station, we can do this organic foods. We have such great weather, almost 300 out of the 365 days during the year. We have great weather. Once in a while we have hurricanes like Hurricane Maria, or the most recent one, which was more of a tropical storm, Isaias, and it really did cause more harm in the States. Well, notice what has been one of the effects, not only losing jobs, losing GNP, but it's also our dependency on food imports. In 2007, we imported $7.3 billion. We consumed $7.3 billion in food. Of that, 78% was imported, and only 22% was locally produced. In 2019, only 12 years down the road, we consume more, $9.1 billion, but notice how much more we are importing, 84%, which is this brown segment, as opposed to 16%, which is locally produced. Puerto Rico has still many opportunities. There is another grass called leucaena. It's not only good for energy, for renewable energy, it's also used for cattle feed instead of the expensive soybeans. It has so many advantages. We have still room here in Puerto Rico. Not that sugarcane is that nostalgic sugarcane, no. There are more technologically advanced methods of production, and we still have room for another distillery. Puerto Rico has been well known in terms of the quality of its rum. Let's use that. There is hemp that is being used and it's being harvested in Puerto Rico. We have a branding strategy which Puerto Rico must really develop, as to say, as it used to be, the coffee that the Pope in the Vatican used to drink, coffee from Puerto Rico, premium coffee. Well, that's the type of branding strategy that Puerto Rico really has to engage in if it really wants to produce more in terms of agriculture and generate more economic activity. So there are more opportunities in Puerto Rico. Until the next capsule, stay safe.